Very good morning, friends. Today we are going to study the pricing process. What is the meaning of pricing process? What do you mean by pricing? What do you mean by pricing process? All such things we have already studied. But now, what are the stages or what are the steps followed in pricing process? Those steps or stages we have to consider here. The pricing process provides, try to understand, the pricing process provides a framework and guidelines to the manager for what purpose? For pricing decisions. It means that such type of a process is very essential and for managers for very useful for what is the purpose behind this process? To provide the framework and guidelines to the managers. For what purpose? For pricing decisions. There are different types of these stages or steps, and those steps also we have to understand. It means that when you are going to complete the pricing process, when you are going to decide your prices of the product, at that time certain stages you have to follow, so certain steps you have to follow. Okay, and what are those steps or what are those stages? Those stages also we have to understand here. As per this chart, we have to understand here what is the first stage is here. To recognize to recognize the pricing needs and situations. It means that usually pricing decision is made in any of the following two situations. What are the situations are there? First situation is there, setting a price for a new product. It means that if there is a new product there, at that time you have to set the price for that new product. How you can set the price of that product? You have to consider the total cost of the product. What is the total cost of the production is there, and then after considering the total cost of the product, you have to add certain margin, you have to add certain profit in that total cost. Then and then you can determine the price of new product. Okay, price for new product. Then another type is also there, another situation is also there, that is changing the price of existing product. You have studied here now pricing about the new product. Now if there is a already product in the market, you have to revise that price, you have to set the price, you have to change the price of that product. It means that these are the different two types of the situations. A pricing need arises because that a company has introduced a new product, sale and market share is declining. Competitors have revised their prices. If such type of a market share is going to decline, at that time competitors have to revise the prices or the cost of the product, and marketing has increased. Okay, if your prices are revised at that time, definitely the rate of market, share of market, portion of market will be increased. Don't forget at all. Then another thing is also there, recognize, you have to recognize. It means that recognition of the need and situation for the pricing. You have to recognize the need and pricing situation also, and that is very important to make the right kind of pricing decision. It means that recognition of pricing needs and situation, this is the right kind of the pricing decisions. That's why pricing process start with this first stage. What is it? Recognize the pricing needs and situations. It means that recognition you have to take about the pricing needs, you have to recognize the pricing needs and situations. Then second stage is also there. What is it? Understand the life cycle differences. A product life cycle provides direction for pricing decisions. You have studied there are different five stages in product life cycles. Already we have studied in PLC also. Different types of these stages are there, and those stages also in the life cycle you have studied. And such type of a life cycle provides the direction for pricing decision. It means that this is also very useful for deciding the prices of your product. At a different stages of product life cycle, price revision is also necessary. It means that there are different stages in PLC, and at that time in that stages price revision is also necessary, because prices of the material, prices of the raw material, then labor charges are also going to change, the market situation is also going to change. At that time you have to change, you have to revise your pricing. Okay, you have to revise the pricing decision also. That's why such type of stage you have to understand. It means that such type of a revision is also necessary, and such type of a revision you can make with the help of the product life cycle. Okay, that's why this is the second stage of the pricing process. Then next step of the pricing process, we have to study prioritize pricing objectives. What is it? Prioritize pricing objectives. It means that there are number of pricing objectives are there. You have to decide which is first. It means that you have to prepare priority and list of the priority you have to decide here. Why pricing is there? What are the pricing objectives are there? It means that company has to make a clear what are their topmost pricing objectives. It means that a company has to clear what type of topmost objectives are there. Okay, and do they wish to increase sale or broaden their customer base or get winning edge over competition or build image or increase profitability and cash flow. It means that such type of questions you have to ask yourself, and after getting the answers of these questions, definitely you can make priority list about the objectives also, and according to the selected objectives pricing decisions are made. It means that third step is also there. What is it? Prioritize pricing objectives. Then next stage is also there in pricing process, that is establish a basic pricing strategy. A particular pricing strategy is selected. Try to understand. A particular pricing strategy is selected in the light of stage of the product life cycle, pricing objectives, market conditions, degree of competition, and government policy, rules and regulations. All such things you have to understand here. It means that what is the pricing strategy selected by the company uh, in the light of the PLC. Then what are the pricing objectives are also there. What is the market condition is also there. And what is the degree of competition and what are the government policies and rules and regulations. All such things you have to consider here. And three basic pricing strategies are also suggested. How many pricing strategies are suggested here? Three basic pricing strategies are also suggested here, out of which the company can select any one of them. It means that a pricing strategy also you have to suggest, you have to select properly. What are those three basic pricing strategies are there? First strategy is also there, similarity strategy. What is it? Similarity strategy. Under this strategy, a company sets a price. Try to understand. Under similarity strategy, a company sets a price at or near competitive prices. It means that that price should be at a competitive price or near at the competitive price. Then second strategy is also there, penetration strategy. What is it? Penetration strategy. Under this strategy, the company keeps the price of its product significantly lower than the existing competitive prices. It means that whatever may be existing competitive prices are there, such type of a price should be lower. Your product price should be lower than the competitive price strategy. Okay, prices. That's why such type of a lower price strategy is also called penetration strategy. And the last strategy is also included here in pricing strategy. That is a skimming strategy. What is it? Skimming strategy. Under this strategy, a company sets a price for its product which is noticeably higher. It means that skimming strategy is opposite than the penetration strategy. Okay, such type of prices for the products are higher than the competitive prices. Try to understand. It means that these are different three types of these strategies, and you have to establish a basic strategy or basic pricing strategy. What are these three strategies are there? First, similarity strategy. Second, penetration strategy, and the last, skimming strategy. These three strategies are also there, and among those you have to set proper pricing strategy for your product. Then next stage is also there in pricing process, that is set the prices. You have to set the prices. A price may be required to be set for a single product or for several products. It means that such type of prices you have to set for the single products or number of products are there, several products within the particular product line. Okay. Further, market segmentation and customer behavior is to be given due consideration. You have to make market segmentation. Why market segmentation is made? Because you have to concentrate 100% on particular segment of the market, particular class of the market. At that time, such type of a segmentation is also essential. And consumer behavior also you have to consider here. Why such type of behavior is also considered here? After studying the behavior of the consumer, you can make strategy, you can decide this pricing strategy also. That's why such type of strategies also you have to understand. Okay, then last stage you have to study, that is implement the pricing. After considering all these above five stages, after completion of above all five stages, you have to uh, implement the price. It means that implementation involves publishing the prices, monitoring the results of the price set, and reacting to changes that occur in demand, cost, or competitive strategy. It means that implement the price. This is the last stage of the pricing process. In this way, these are half dozen stages. Six steps, six stages are also there in the pricing process. What are those? First stage is there, recognize the pricing needs and situation. Second stage is there, understand the life cycle differences. Third stage is there, prioritize pricing objectives. Fourth stage is there, establish a basic pricing strategy. Fifth stage is also there, that is set the prices. And the last but not least, implement the prices. These are the different stages included in pricing process. Try to understand. Now you have to understand elements of marketing mix. What are the elements of marketing mix? What are the elements of price mix? What are the elements of pricing mix? And those elements also we have to understand here. A first element is also there in this chart, the pricing policies and strategies. Second is also given their terms of credit, and the last is resale price maintenance. It means that there are good many variables affecting the price of the product, namely its nature of the market, cost of manufacture, cost of market, cost of marketing, sales policies and methods, channel of distribution, and competitors' price. The basic price variables relate to, try to understand, the basic price variables relate to the pricing policies, terms of credit, and resale price maintenance. These are three basic pricing uh, policies are also there, strategies are also there. Now first point we have to understand here, what is it? The pricing policies and strategies. What is it? Pricing policies and strategies. Those stage we have to understand here. Pricing policies and strategies. What are the pricing policies and strategies are also there? You have to understand what are the pricing policies are there. Try to understand. It is essential to establish pricing policies for pricing of the products or services, just as it is to for all the aspects of the business decision making. Without definition or without a definite price policies, each price decision is time consuming. It means you have to decide first price policy and then you can take decision about the price. Tedious and pale-male affairs also you have to avoid. A pricing policy framework should lead to pricing that is consistent with the company objective, cost, competition, and demand for the product. A set of price policy and strategies will not only make pricing setting easier but also make possible the series of prices at various levels of the distribution that are rational and justifiable. It is all possible because pricing policies are the guidelines. Pricing policies are nothing but a guidelines which are going to provide a focus within which the company's management, administrator, and policies to match the market needs. There are some pricing policies are also there. In this chart also you will find different types of the pricing policies are also there, and those policies and strategies, those pricing strategies also we have to understand. First strategy is given here, price variation policies. What is it? Price variation policies. These policies are those wherein the firm attempts to vary the prices of its product within a view to match them with the different market needs. There can be three variations of such price variations. Okay, how many variations are there? There are three variations of such price variations policies. Those variations also we have to understand. These options are also there. First is there variable price policy. What is it? Variable price policy. It is that policy in which the company charges different prices. Try to understand. In this policy, under this policy, company charges different prices for sale of its goods and services given to the similar buyers purchasing in comparable quantity under similar conditions of the sale. This is prices charged different from, try to understand, this is prices charged different from buyer to buyer. It means that you will find different prices are there about the same product, and those differences you will find buyer to buyer. Okay, it means that this variable price policy is more apt in small business. Such type of a price policy, it means that variable price policy is morely adopted in small businesses and where products are not standardized. If products are not standardized, such type of a pricing variable policy is adopted. Then second policy is also included here, pricing variation policies, that is a non-variable price policy. It is also called as one price policy. What is called? One price policy. Because the company charges similar price for the sale of the like, try to understand, similar prices or similar price for the sale of like goods at a given time to the class of the buyers purchasing in comparable quantities under similar conditions of the sale. Here, the price charged varies from the class to class. Try to understand. Such type of price is charged variably, differently to the class to class. Wholesalers, sub-wholesalers, retailers and distributors. All these segments you have to understand here, and for those segments prices are charged differently. Prices are charged, and such type of policy is also there. Non-variable price policy. Try to understand. It means that such type of policy is also called one price policy. Non-variable price policy. It's also called as a one price policy. Then third policy is also there here. What is it? Single price policy. It is that policy wherein all the buyers, irrespective of their sizes, their class, or the conditions of the purchase, are charged similar price. It means that although he is a wholesaler, although he is retailer, although he is a customer at that time, similar price is charged for the similar purchase, okay, under similar conditions of the sale. This is the price policy that has no touch of discrimination, and it is constructive in the sense that it helps in building goodwill. If one price policy is there, definitely creation of the goodwill is also possible, and increment or improvement in the goodwill is also possible, or building of the goodwill is also possible. That's why such type of single price policy you have to understand here. In this way, price variation policies are also there, and under these policies there are three policies: variable price policy, non-variable price policy, and single price policy we have studied. Then B, pricing policy and strategy I have given in this chart. Geographical pricing policy. What is it? Geographical pricing policy. Geographical price policies are fully reflective of the practical problems of consumers and producers or the sellers locating geographically, and emergent transportation cost of linking them. It means that whatever maybe transportation cost is there, that cost is linked with that policy. Take our town country, where production centers are highly concentrated while the consumption centers are widely dispersed. Okay, taking transport cost as a major thrust. Okay, try to understand. Taking transport cost as a major thrust, pricing policies are designed. The major geographical pricing policies are, under this major geographical pricing policies, point of origin. First policy is there also there, pricing policy, point of origin price policy. It is that type of a geographic pricing policy in which a firm quotes X factory price. Try to understand, my friends. Firm quotes X factory price and makes no allowances for the transportation cost to move the goods to the point of the destination. Point of origin policy leads to the establishment of geographical monopoly for the firm because the transportation cost separate those firms located in distant areas from the competing with the local producers. It means that such type of or point of origin price is also there. This policy is also adopted there. Then second policy is also there. What is it? Foreign absorption price policy. Freight absorption price policy. What is it? Freight absorption. Freight absorption price policy is one that absorb the transportation cost fully or partly. It means that in their pricing, in that pricing policy, transportation cost is also included fully or partly. Try to understand. That is the price. The price quoted is inclusive of the transportation cost. In other words, the buyer do not bear directly freight and other transportation charges through the price includes such type of charges. It means that price is already included such type of transportation charges. There can be three variations on this freight absorption price policy. What are the three variations are also there? Those are uniform delivered price policy. What is it? Uniform delivered price policy. Second, zonal price policy. And the last, base price policies. In this way, freight absorption policy, that is also we have to study. Okay. Then third policy is also there. Price differential price policy. Price differential price policy. The price policy that involves price differential. Those are the pricing firm accept the gap between the price quoted to the customers or dealers and the actual price charged. Thus, price differential represents the difference between the price quoted and the price charged to the buyer. It means that such type of a difference you will find there. Difference between price quoted on the product also or package of product and also actually price charged to the buyers. Such price differentials have been accepted as a part of pricing strategy to encourage buyers to meet competitive pressures, to attain financial objectives, and finally to compensate the buyers for the loss of value satisfaction. Okay, the form of price differentiate policies are discount, rebate, and premiums. How many forms are there? There are three forms are there. Discounts. Now, discount is the price differential that reduces the quoted price so that buyer pays much less than the quoted price. Okay. Discount is an allowance made to the buyers in consideration of marketing service rendered. Okay. Discount can be of three types, namely trade discount, quantity discount, and cash discount. Okay. Such type of three discounts are also allowed. Then second type is also included there in the price differential policy, that is rebates. Rebates, this concept you have already listened. Rebate is deduction of the quoted price. Try to understand. Rebate is nothing but a deduction of quoted price. Many times the buyers suffer a loss of value satisfaction caused by certain factors. The causes of such dissatisfaction may be defective goods delivered, delays caused in delivery, goods damaged in transit, etc. In order to accommodate these type of genuine claims, concessions are given in the form of rebate. It means that such type of claims are also there, and for settlement of those claims, such type of concessions are also given in the form of rebate. Try to understand. And the third aspect is also there included in price differential policy, that is the premiums. All the earlier 4 points were those reduced the net price payable by the buyer. However, at time opposite is also true. There are occasions where the actual price paid will be higher than the quoted price. Thus, customer rebates or consumer durables, manufacturer units or manufacturing units can add premium to the price quoted for the reasons or the other reasons. It does not mean that discounts are not given. Even after enjoying the discounts, the prices paid might be higher. Okay, such type of premiums we have to understand. In this way, price differential policy includes discounts, rebates, and premiums. Now, next strategy we have to understand here, leader price policy. That is a policy also we have to understand. What is it? Leader price policy. Leader price is one of fair. What is it? Leader price is one where the firm in the industry initiate the price changes, and these price changes are so effective that other firm follow suit. Okay, such changes are also followed by the other firms. It is the one of the price approximation by followers to that the initiator in the industry. In marketing jargon, the former is called, right, understand? In marketing jargon, the former is called a price followers and the latter as a price leader, right, understand? This pricing policy works on the principle that there is some truth and wisdom in following and established the giant units. Okay, this normally occurs in all those industries where the productions or products are highly standardized. If your production is highly standardized, at that time such type of a leader price policies you have to adopt. Okay, and a company can afford a price leader. Company can afford to the price leader only when it enjoys lion's share of the market. It means that if there is a lion's share of the market at that time, such type of a leader price policy you can adopt and you can enjoy also. Then next policy we have to understand, what is it? Psychological pricing policy. What is it? Psychological pricing policy. Psychological pricing policy is to do with creating a typical consumer perception so that consumer is made to buy the product. That is, the prices fixed influence the psyche of customer. It is mostly the price policy followed by the consumer durables. Such type of a policy is followed by the consumer durable. Thus, shoes companies in India have played with the consumer psychology. Right, understand? Such type of shoes companies are also have played such type of a policy by pricing such as rupees 399.99 instead of charging 400. Okay, for the customer. One that thing are those things are cheaper and manufacturer are not exploiting the consumer because they are true to the last paisa. Try to understand. It is an advantage to the seller as it multiplies the sales. That's why psychological pricing policy is also adopted there. You will find there are such type of prices on the product also, 399.99, 299, 199, 99 only. Such type of pricing policies are included here in this psychological pricing. And the last pricing policy we have to understand, pricing strategy we have to understand, new product pricing policy. Basically, price determination process involved in case of new products need not be very much different from those existing products. Okay, however, there are distinct price objectives is possible in case of new product. Largest latitude of the pricing objectives is possible. Try to understand. Pricing flexibility is also greater. There is a growing maturity and decline stage. Further, as a product is yet to see the light of day, much depends upon external factors. In case of new products, there can be two possibilities, or there can be two possible price policies, namely skimming price policy and penetration price policy. At that time, in case of new product, these both policies we have to understand. What are those? Skimming price policy and penetration price policy. What do you mean by skimming price policy? Skimming price policy sets high initial price to the first profit from the price inelastic customers, and then successively lowering the prices often under increasing competition condition. Okay, to the level that more price sensitive customers are willing to pay. It sets introductory price at a high level relative to the cost of skimming the cream. Try to understand. As there is a no immediate competition and there are price inelastic consumers, the firm find it easier and safe to set the initial new product price as high as possible. That's why such type of a skimming price policy you have to understand. And the second policy is also there, that is a penetration price. What is it? Penetration price policy. That is opposite, or that is opposed to the concept of skimming price strategy. It is an attempt to set new product price low relative to the cost. Okay, it involves setting low initial price to the established market share for preempt the competitors or to capitalize the production economies. Okay, by setting low initial price, the competitors are kept away. If you have set the low price for your product, at that time definitely the competitors are kept away, and this makes possible for the firms to enlarge its share of the generating larger sale volume. That's why such type of penetration price policies also you have to understand. It means that these both policies are opposite to the each other. Okay, skimming price and penetration price. In this way, the pricing policies also we have to study here. Now, policy pricing methods also you have to understand. And what are the pricing methods are also there, and those pricing methods you have to study here. And what are those pricing methods are there, and those pricing methods you have to study. A company has a choice. Try to understand. Company has a choice for what purpose? Of various strategies and methods to choose from the resolving pricing issues. Some of them are as under. First method is also there, that is cost oriented. Cost oriented pricing strategy. What is it? Cost oriented pricing strategy or method. Under this strategy, cost establish the base for the possible price. The cost establish the base for the possible price range, and there are two commonly used cost oriented pricing methods. How many methods are used there? Two commonly methods, pricing methods used there. What are those? First method is also given here, cost plus pricing. This method is considered the best approach to pricing. It is based on the seller. It is based on the seller's per unit cost of the product plus an additional margin of the product. It means that you have to decide the per unit cost of the product and you have to add the margin of the profit. That means the following items are taken into account while determining the sale price. When you are going to determine the selling price, some items you have to consider here. Those are the cost of production or acquiring the goods you have to consider, the cost of operating or selling the expenses you have to consider, interest or depreciation also you have to consider, and expected profit or margin or markup you have to consider here. The expected profit or margin or the markup is usually decided as a percentage of the selling price. This pricing method is very popular in the retail trade or wholesale trade. Try to understand. The markup or percentage of the profit. The markup or the percentage of the profit varies from the goods to goods. Very expensive premium products will have a markup of around 30 to 40%. Whereas the expensive consumers goods will have also markup of 20 to 30%. and ordinary consumer goods will have markup of around 10 to 15%. Try to understand. And the main drawback of this pricing policy is that it does not take into account the current demand elasticity while setting the selling price. Any system that does not take into consideration the current demand elasticity while setting the price may not achieve maximum profits. In this way, the cost plus pricing or markup pricing, this is also the first strategy. Okay. Second cost oriented strategy we have to understand, that is a target return pricing or target pricing. What is called? Target return pricing or target pricing. This is another very commonly used cost oriented method of the pricing. Under this method, the firm establishes the price of the product with a profit that would give a predetermined target rate of the return. Try to understand. The prices of the product of the many engineering products, high value consumer durables products, defense equipments and machineries are set using this method. Before setting the prices using this method, the management must determine the fixed cost and the variable cost at various levels of the production. It means that these both costs also you have to consider here and determine the break-even volume also. Only then it can be managed, or management can take decision also about the target profit depending on the rate of return. It means that target pricing is also there. Then another class you have to understand, demand oriented pricing. What is it? Demand oriented pricing. The importance of demand cannot be ignored. Try to understand. Under this pricing strategy, the pricing is decided by the intensity of the demand and the consumer's perception of the product price. Under this strategy, there are two methods of pricing. How many methods of pricing are there? Two methods of pricing. Those are, first, perceived price or perceived value pricing. Perceived value pricing is based on the perceived value of the product, and this is done with the product positioning with the target market. The company decides the price of the product. Try to understand. The company decides the price of the product keeping the perceived value of the product by the consumers in mind. Okay. The essential things in perceived value pricing is to make realistic estimate of the market's perception value of the product. The manufacturers may overestimate the perceived value of the product and overprice the product, thus effective sales. Okay. Again, understanding the perceived value may reduce the profit. Market feedback would give the correct idea of the perceived value of the product, which could be useful for pricing the product suitably. And it means that perceived value pricing, this is also used in demand oriented. Then second point we have to understand here, demand oriented pricing. Demand oriented pricing and demand differential pricing. This is another method of demand oriented pricing. It's called demand differential pricing or the price discrimination method, in which the products or services are sold at two or more prices that do not reflect the proportional differences in the marginal cost. Price discrimination may be consumer basis, product form basis, then place basis and time basis. Such type of a discrimination is also there. Okay. For the price discrimination, try to understand, for the price discrimination to be effective, following situation must be prevail. The market must be fragmented and demand intensity will vary from segment to segment. Then second condition you have to understand here, second situation you have to understand here, there is very little possibility of consumer in one segment purchasing the product at lower price and selling it at a higher price in the another segment. Then third point we have to understand here, there will be uniformity of price. There will be uniformity of price by sellers in one segment. Then the overhead cost to maintain the price discrimination should be excessive. And the last point we have to understand, that is, a price discrimination should not demotivate customers or demotivate consumers from buying the product. These precautions also you have to take there, and these situations also you have to consider here. It means that these situations you have to understand, those are on the time basis. Okay. And the third method we have to understand here, competition oriented method. Many firms set their prices largely in relation to the prices of their competitors. Okay. Though no firm can afford a disregard, you have to understand, the no firm can afford to disregard the cost and demand factors in pricing. Firm using this pricing strategy pay major attention to the positioning their prices in relation to the prices set by the competitors. Firms using this strategy their products either above the competitors. It means that prices of their products are either above the competition or below the competitors, or as per at par the competitors. Okay. When this form of pricing is adopted, there is a no relation between cost, demand and price. You will find there is a no relationship between cost, demand and price. The firm may charge its price just because the competitors has done so, even though there is a no change in its own cost and demand. Thus, the above strategies and methods are available for pricing decision makers to choose from while finalizing the pricing decisions. In this way, these are the different types of the pricing methods we have to understand. In this way, these different methods we have studied, and if any query is there at the time of the study, you can contact me. Definitely, I will try to solve it. Okay, thank you very much.